As we edge closer to Valentine's Day, Blackburn Rovers apparently have one of the hottest feet in the Championship. Not me, fella. Adam Armstrong. I'll tell you why. Next! That's right, folks, back once again with another match review. This time picking apart Blackburn Rovers. Blackburn Rovers' latest match at Ewood Park, which was a 3-0 win against Hull City, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, world football related, all here on the warm roasty. I've got to say it quiet, say it loud, and what, you know, I've just got, you know, dentist, had a big old experience at the dentist yesterday. Was not pleasant. But what was pleasant, boys and girls, was of course Blackburn Rovers' performance today. But hold the fucking phone. I've got a new Patreon, boys and girls. It is a long-time fan of the channel. He's finally stepped up. You'll know him better as LG and Cal. I know him as James. So welcome to the Patreon exclusive gang, LG and Cal. James Kinborough, boys and girls. Welcome. Round of applause. Everybody give him a round of applause. Everybody, you out there, you over in South America, you down there, all of you, give him a round of applause. Welcome, illustrious LG and Cal. He is now a member of the exclusive VIP gang Patreon club, supporting the channel, supporting the movement that is Blackburn Rovers, boys and girls. Anyway, let's talk about it, boys. A 3-0, not 2-0, 3-0 win against Hull City. 11,888 fans were in attendance, both home and away supporting that. In very, very frigid, cold, nasty conditions, to see Rovers turn on the flare, boys and girls. But it wasn't always like that. It was a very stubborn match. The first 45 minutes, you'd be lucky to get any drama out of it. It was just a battle of the beasts, I would say, on this one. Hull City were playing the Blackburn Rovers of Saturday. Obviously, when we lost to Fulham on Saturday, we were the reserve team, kind of holding back. That's what Hull were doing today, kind of just trying to hold out for as long as they could and maybe snatch something on the break. And it was working. It was, you know, obviously Rovers were creating plenty of chances, and they were a little bit hard done by not to get an early goal within the first 10-12 seconds of the match. I think Armstrong, obviously the man we're talking about, nearly getting a nice early goal for Rovers, but unfortunately for Rovers, it was not meant to be, and we had to be patient, and eventually the game swung in our favour in the second half, deep in the second half as well, 73rd minute. Up steps Darragh Lenihan with not the prettiest goal in their world, but the most important goal in the world, I think. That one opened up the floodgates. Then obviously Hull were then made to chase the game, and then Armstrong then, after one of the most ugliest goals you'll ever see, then happened to be one of the most prettiest goals you're ever going to see, and it was Adam Armstrong, who's just been banging them in for fun these days, and he's had to step up to the plate. Obviously, we've got a who's who list of injured creative midfielders at the moment. Obviously, Dacarino out, Holtby out, Rothwell out for the time being, Joe Rankin-Costello, who we were pinning our hopes on as well, also out. So Adam Armstrong stepping up to the plate with an absolute banger, and then the forgotten man, that's right, old Dom, Big Dom, not from Fast and Furious, but from Ewood Park Furious, boys and girls. Dominic Samuel smashing home the goal number 3, and it wasn't the most fantastic goal, but it's a goal, and I'm hugely satisfied to see it, because he is the forgotten man about Rovers. Obviously, come in our League One campaign, got injured as well, so he had to rely on Danny Graham. And last season, same deal, going into the Championship, gets himself injured, gets himself written off, and again for the most part this season been written off as well. So he's been forgotten about, but maybe now, especially with a goal under his belt, he might be coming into the conversation, maybe starting again, maybe on Saturday, because he featured on against Fulham, and now he featured today, and he got himself a goal. Fair play to him. But ultimately, Rovers did absolutely tip-top today, eventually breaking them down. 84% pass succession for Rovers, 59% for Hull. We had a lot of possession. In fact, we had 71% possession, 29% for Hull City. We had 26 shots for us. That's going to bring our average up, which is great to see. And they had 10. They even hit the woodwork as well. Close. That was early in the second half as well. You can see all this on the graphic right there. Yeah, so all in all, job well done, you would say. Let's take a look at those starting 11s now for you folks. In fact, I've gone a little bit wild on the the graphics and shit. We're gonna go a little bit like this then. Okay, so touches, we had 790 touches, nearly double Hull City's 423. We had nearly 3 times as many passes, 602 passes compared to the 239. I talked about the shots. We had 26 shots. Of those 26, 11 were on target. So you've got to give a lot of credit for Long for denying Rovers. We had a couple of little late shouts as well. For possibly penalty and other bits of drama. As for Hull City, they had 10 shots, 0 on target. That's the sort of statistic we usually have. So 8 of them were off target, 1 hit the woodwork, and a couple were blocked. It looks like. What else do we want to see from the down the bottom? We can see where the goals took. 2 of them were in the bottom left-hand corner. 1 was top bins. Top bin bad boy was Adam Armstrong. So moving on to the heat maps. If you're a heat map man just like me, take a little look at it. This is the artwork that Blackburn Rovers created today, and that right down that right hand side, I actually was playing around with the heat maps, and I was going to show you this, but I wanted to see I picked out a couple of little people. Just for example, Ryan Nyembe's flipping heat map is absolutely phenomenal. You can check this out yourself. Head over to thewhoscored.com and check out the Blackburn Rovers Hull City game. You can deselect everybody, but I just left Darragh Lenihan. Ryan Nyembe on there, and the amount of coverage that lad had done. And then I went individually check out all the other Blackburn Rovers players. Nyembe is phenomenal. The amount of distance and consistency and repetition he's doing up and down that right hand side was absolutely crazy. And I did the same for the Hull City. I went to check him out. I don't think anyone covered as much dirt as Ryan Nyembe did in today's match. Lenihan and Tosamana Rabayo did cover a fair bit of ground, but Nyembe, for me, always you just see it. He just gives 100%. We are much stronger side with him within the squad, and he's definitely up there within the first name on the sheet. Moving on to those starting 11s. Here we go. What was between 6? Bell, Adebayo, Lenihan, and Nyembe. Travis and Johnson was back in the squad again. I'll delve into the game a little bit more. Armstrong as well, obviously phenomenal today. Bennett on the left-hand side, Downing on the right, and Graham up top. Here's my match ratings for you. Walton didn't have too much to do. Again, give himself a 6. Bell was 6 as well. Tontamada Rabayo with 7. Obviously a clean sheet. 8 as well. Further Skipper, Captain Fantastic. Skipper Supreme, I'm going to call him. Skipper Supreme, Darragh Lenihan, obviously taking over the armband. He scored with the armband on his arm, I believe, once Bennett got removed. Nyembe, I give him a 7. Yeah, I give him a 7. Travis, a 7 as well. Johnson, a 5. I'll delve into that in a minute. Armstrong, an 8. Maybe a little bit hard done by. Could have done a 9. Bennett with a 5. I don't like him up there. It's too far forward. He had a couple of opportunities to score. Yeah. The less said about those, the better. Downing with a 6 of his professionalism, experience, nous, just little smart little things he does, which holds up play. And the same could be said for Graham as well. He was a linchpin and a magnet for the ball. Obviously, I saw him lay off a number of shots for Bennett, for Armstrong, for whoever was in around it. It was very unselfish play from Graham, and it's nice to see that. But when push comes to shove, I want him to try and be a bit more. I know he's getting on in his senior years, but he still needs to. He's a striker by trade, and he should try and pull the trigger when he gets into it. Not always trying to be Mr. Nice Guy and lay off for everybody else. But yeah, Bennett, not for me up there. I would have rather had him in the Bradley Johnson role. And Bradley Johnson is each and every performance it's like pulling teeth for me. He has flashes of brilliance, but a lot of the time he's an area of weakness, I think, for Rovers. And definitely, I'd say the weakest link in that team right now. The weakest link in that team. He managed to stay on a little bit longer than Bennett and Graham, but ultimately it was I prefer Downing in that slot or Bennett in that slot for me, no doubt. And obviously we are at threadbare squad at the moment, and that's why that. But flipping Armstrong was amazing. A nice cameo as well from Ben Brereton coming on and showing what he's worth. He was getting involved, getting stuck in, and it was just a matter. I think give us another 5 more minutes, he would have been in the back of the net as well. Would have scored himself a goal, and obviously Dominic Samuel with a goal as well, which is great to see. But obviously you got to give a lot of credit to Darragh Lenihan. Without his scrappiness and determination to put the ball in the back of the net, we would have won 3-0. We may have won 1-0 at the end of it, but he opened up the floodgates, and then Hull City's heads had dropped, and then we just managed to get a couple more goals to it. So, this is the lineup for Hull City. They had Long between sticks, Elder, McLaughlin, McKenzie. Lopez was forced to go right back. Batty, Hanneman, Madsen, Irvine, Wilkes, McGuinness. They've got their own huge injury list as well, which is stretching their squad quite deep. But when you look at it, they've got some really good players. McGuinness is decent. I'm not too sure if he's at championship level. Irvine's definitely the next player they've got to keep a hold of. Obviously, Madsen did show some moments of what he's there for. Wilkes is also a very good player. Honeyman as well, not too shabby. Elder as well, not too bad at left back. He did pick up a yellow card, and Long did make some really good saves as well to deny Rovers in the end. Speaking on the end, let's have a little listen now. What if I could just jump back over to the stadium, or whatever it is, the studio. Let's have a quick listen to what the gaffer had to say shortly after the final whistle between Blackburn Rovers and Hull City.
Well, happy enough with the win, of course. I think we tried to build it up for a really big game for us, really. I think we know they've had some injury problems at the back. We've obviously had injury problems at the front, really. But I think at home we would expect or hope to beat Hull City at home, and we were really desperate to make sure it wasn't another one of them nights of a draw or a tight defeat. And I thought the intention was there. First half it was really generally good. I mean, we could have been 2 up in the first 2 minutes. Adam could have scored in 20 seconds. But I thought the intention was there tonight, and I think ultimately we got the goals in the end, and that rewarded the possession and the endeavour. I think they had a 10-minute spell at the start of the second half, but apart from that, really, I think we were frustrated. But when the goals came, I think it reflected the balance of the game. Yeah, listen, I made the changes pretty early in the second half because I was frustrated. It wasn't happening. They'd started quite bright second half, and I'd played Danny today because I knew their injury issues and I knew they had young centre halves, and I thought we could play direct and bully them almost like League One days for us, really. And but that ploy doesn't work for long. So it worked pretty early in this game pretty well, and we created a lot of chances first half with it, but I felt we were getting a bit frustrated. It was stopped working, and so we had to get some fresh legs on, really, and start running in behind them more and stretching the game. Which is what we did. Ultimately we scored from a corner, and then Armstrong blasts a wonder goal in, and delighted for Samuel to finish the game off for us. But I think it was the right result ultimately for the balance of play. Yeah, and he has, to be fair to Adam, he hasn't been asked to play centre forward very many times in his Rovers career either. He's been coming off the left wing generally, because Graham and Dak have played centre forward at this club for the last 3 years I've been here. But opportunity has arisen, and he's showing what I know he can do. I had him a whole season at Coventry. He scored 20 league goals, and it was amazing, some of the goals he scored and some of his movement and his finishing. And so I had no doubts he could do it, and will continue to do it. I'm sure he's only a young boy still, but I know I personally wouldn't have wanted to play against Adam Armstrong, how fast and direct he is. And just happy he's helping the team win, happy he's enjoying his football and helping the team each week. Yeah, and I think first half I was left frustrated, thinking that's what we are missing. The key was a magical Dak around the edge of the box, or Rothwell driving past players like he does that they're not there, or Holtby, how tight he is with the ball and finishing is one of them chances that comes his way, because his technique is superior to a lot of the players we've got. But it's a great credit that they keep pushing, they keep working. I've always said that it's as I've just said into there, to Harry Chapman and to Derek Williams and Jacob Davenport, they have to keep being ready. They have to train hard every day. They'll be in doing more meterage over the next few days to make sure if they need it on Saturday, they'll have to come and play and do the job, and I'm sure they will, and I'm confident they will.
A little bit what I had to say. You know what the gaffers had to say. What about the fans? Well, here's a selected bunch. Chris Martin, the forever vocal. Decent performance, 3 more points in the bag. Darragh Lenihan is a beautiful man. Adam Armstrong has a foot like a traction engine, and Dominic Samuel is actually alive. Indeed, he's happy. You're happy. We're all happy. Unless you're Hull, then you're not happy. But he's happy. Hashtag Rovers. Meanwhile, Q300s, cubes. No Dak, no Holtby, no Evans, no Rothwell, no Gallagher. No problem. We are the Rovers, aka Mr. Mac 84. Absolutely delighted for Dominic Samuel. You're not the only one, Sunshine. A lot of us very over the moon to see him scoring the goals Jacob Kruk, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Firstly, a goal of the season contender from Adam Armstrong. Before, just seconds after the restart, Samuel capitalised on a poor long clearance with an excellent finish. He's absolutely elated. Alex Harris is also elated. Love the fact Rovers fans getting right behind Brereton tonight. Very cold one, worth it, with 3 goals, 3 points and a dominant performance. Jane 007 or 007 Jane says, who's that then in 8th place? Well, I'll tell you who it is in a second. Moving on to some others. Matt Stilto as well. 3 goals, 3 points, 3 points from 3 points from 6th. That's right. Credit to TM for the double sub. Glad it paid off. I'm sure braving the weather to see Adam Armstrong score our goal of the season was worth it. Hashtag Rovers. Rovers chat said this, the life of both Dominic Samuel and Brereton tonight. Been a long time out for Samuel, who has been patient and needed a goal, and it was well taken. Brereton works his socks off and put in a real shift. Hashtag Rovers. Mickey Delap said this on the subject of Brereton. Really good little stint at sub tonight. Came on, showed for the ball with desperation to be involved and backed himself even when a few things didn't come off. Good lad, more of this. Hashtag Rovers. Andy Baines said hashtag Rovers 3, hashtag Hull 0. In the end, pretty comprehensive after Lenihan opened up the scoring. Adam Armstrong with a goal of the season contender and a superb individual display. Well done, Dominic Samuel, for his first goal since his long layoff. How they weren't given a pen is ridiculous. Talk of Ewood also chipping in there with 3 points off playoffs. Preston, Bristol City have game in hand, but shows it's still in reach. Bear in mind all the injuries too. Indeed. And of course, Northern Rover, really good second half. Nyambi great again. Thought that Brereton and Samuel caused them plenty of problems with their extra bit of pace. Hull desperately poor, but understandable given their injuries they have. And of course, their major departures, which really ruffled a few pegs. For them, during the season. Anyway, moving on to what else went on. Obviously, only half of the fixtures are through. We'll kind of wrap it all up on the prediction show, which will probably be on Thursday. So obviously, the game of the week really was. It really was. Ewood Park 3-0 win for Rovers over Hull City. Wigan and Middlesbrough took to a 2-2 draw. Forest. This just goes to show this division. They took care of Leeds on the weekend and they slip up at home to low flyers Charlton. We know about Charlton. They came and bit us in the ass at Ewood Park. Hopefully we're going to go bite them in the ass at the Valley this weekend. Bradford 1, Leeds United 1, Swansea City 0, QPR 0, and another Birmingham victory, 1-0 win away from home at the Oakwell. At Oakwell. For Birmingham. So what's that done to the table? Obviously tomorrow we've got some other games. Millwall, Fulham, Bristol City against Derby. Tough one for Bristol City. Luton Town against Sheffield Wednesday. Both of them need points. Huddersfield, Cardiff, that's also a tight one to call. And Stoke against Preston. That's no gimme. And Reading against West Brom. This is the table at the moment. West Brom lead the way. 3 points on the board. Leeds United are in second. What happened to Leeds? They drew. Leeds United are second. Fulham are in third. A chance for them to go at least second with a win tomorrow. Brentford will remain in fourth. Nottingham Forest fifth. Preston could close the gap to 1 point to fifth if they were to be victorious as well. Bristol City seventh. There's Rovers in eighth. Today's opponents. Hull City are down in 15th right now. Very, very concerning for them. 4 defeats out of 5. And the bottom 3 are Luton Town going down. Barnsley and Wigan Athletic make up the drop zone as it stands. So yeah, it's tight at the bottom still. It's anything goes at the moment. But I think for Rovers that was a massive victory. We've only lost one more than Brentford, sitting in 4th spot. That's how tight it is. They've just been more clinical and they've been free scoring as well. Rovers not been too shy. This is what's looking forward for us in the Championship this weekend. Hull City, they have a Valentine's Day date with Swansea City at the KCOM. West Brom take on Nottingham Forest. That's the early kickoff on Saturday. Leeds against Bristol City. That's a belter. Cardiff City against Wigan. It's a tough one to call there. Birmingham against Brentford, the Battle of the Bees. Derby County up against Huddersfield. Sheffield Wednesday up against Reading. Charlton, there you go, against Rovers. That's the game of the weekend right there. The Valley. Fulham against Barnsley. Preston against Millwall. Middlesbrough against Luton. And I was going to say the late kickoff, but it's the same kickoff. QPR up against Stoke. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got, folks. That's it, my friends. Thanks again for joining me today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the thumbs up. If you're new, smash the subscribe. New videos every single day on the channel, whether it's FIFA, Rovers, predictions, all that kind of jazz. We've got it all here under one roof. Speaking of one roof, big big shout out once again to LG and Cal, my latest Patreon, aka James Kindra, who is now in the exclusive VIP gang, boys. That's 4 pissing Patreons. You right there, wherever you are in the world, you can make it number 5. Just check out the description down below. You can pay for as little as $1 a month. $1 a month to put a smile on these badass sore teeth. And you'll be forever in my debt, or I'll be forever in your debt. And then you can be a little brick in the wall that is this platform right here, and hopefully we can kick it on together. Yeah, that's right, to another level. Another level, that's Saturday against Charlton at the Valley. Let's go for it. Till then, smash the thumbs up, smash the subscribe. I'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.